Welcome back. I can't even say that because no one's back, no one's returned. There's no one on this video that you are currently watching that has seen my face before, and that's okay. I'm not mad about that. Hi, my name's Amanda. If you've seen my face before, congratulations, thank you. If you haven't seen my face before, like I said, I'm Amanda. I film videos for fun. I'm bored. I have COVID. Just got it for the first time in 3 years and I'm a little embarrassed, not gonna lie, but I'm finally feeling better, so I figured why not get back into the swing of YouTube. Maybe she's in her comeback era, maybe, we don't know. But anyways, I decided that I wanted to do my makeup. If you see this behind me, hello, all of that behind me, it's my cat litter. I can't do anything about that. The bathroom's small and I can't cover it up, so I mean you can't see anything, it's just the box, but that's what that is, in case you're wondering. But yeah, I figured why not do a little get ready with me. I'm going absolutely nowhere, but I figured let's play with my makeup. I wanted to play with my makeup. I'm finally starting to feel better. It's been about a week now and I finally have, like, I'm just bored. I want to do something, so that's what we're gonna do today. I do have my mirrors in front of me, so if you see me like kind of looking this way or you know whatever, it's because I'm looking at my mirror. But I figured we'll just chat. A lot has happened since the last time I've uploaded a video, so I figured we can talk about that. But yeah, let's just get started. I already prepped my face. I put some niacinamide and then La Roche-Posay moisturizer. So we're gonna go with some primer. I have 2 primers. So my go-to primer is, as everyone else's, is the Power Grip primer, but I also have the one with niacinamide in it. And I've used this before and I really like it, so I think what I'm going to do is try the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. I don't think I've used this before, and if I have, it was like one time and I don't remember. So we'll start with that. As my cat uses the litter box. What's today? Today is the 19th of January, so we are over halfway through January already, which is absolutely insane. If you have seen my face before, you know that I am not in the same apartment. Hello boys. I'm gonna use the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid foundation, tinted moisturizer. Technically it's not a foundation. I moved. So the last video that I posted was back in July and it was about books. Like, who would have thought? That's so, if you know me in real life, like that's so not me. Like I can't say last time I actually like read a book, and then like last year I just started reading so many books, which is crazy. But that video was filmed at my old apartment. We moved to a different town and I had actually filmed, I think 1 or 2 videos after the video that I posted, and then I started editing a pack with me video, and I was stressed with moving, and then like just trying to edit the video was kind of annoying as well, so I kind of gave up, and like I had it just sitting open in Final Cut Pro for like probably 2 months. I'm like, I'll get to it, I'll post it, whatever. Moving was really crazy. We, like I said, moved to a different town, and it was also hurricane season and we got hit by a hurricane. We moved the middle of September. September 19th is the day we got our keys to this apartment, and we hired movers, which was really helpful. We probably wouldn't have been able to move nearly as fast and as efficient if it wasn't for the movers, so that was really good. I did have to drive about 40 miles from our old apartment to here, and we had to drive on the highway, and I hate driving, and I specifically hate driving on the highway, so that was not fun. That made me really anxious, but we made it nonetheless, so that's good. That was all fun and dandy. And then we moved, and then we had to go back to our old apartment and obviously like finish tidying up and whatnot to hand in our keys. So we turned in our keys. It was only a couple days later. It was, I want to say like September 22nd or 3rd or something like that. We were supposed to be out by the 30th. So was it? I don't remember actually now that I'm thinking about it. When did we return our keys? Yeah, I want to say it was probably like the 21st or the 22nd. So only a few days later. And that looks really nice actually on my skin. Okay, pop off. We returned the keys, we returned the keys, and it was the day before the hurricane hit. So if anybody follows like the weather and whatnot, we got hit by Hurricane Ian. We got very lucky actually, because the new town that we moved into is still on the same coast of Florida. Like we only moved about 40-ish miles north from where we were. So this was by the way, Joeva's Place concealer in the shade 23, I think. I don't know. And then I'm going to take this Morphe concealer because it's a little bit darker, and I'm going to just put it anywhere that needs a little extra help. My skin has actually been pretty good lately, knock on wood. I will talk about that too if you want. But sorry if I sound gross, it's because I'm literally still sick, but whatever. We're at a new place. We actually were completely unpacked by the time we even returned our keys to the old place, which is kind of funny. But we got hit by the hurricane. It wasn't that bad actually. We never lost power, which was really good. We had a couple downed trees in the complex, and like some of the screening of our like lanais were like taken off, but like there was never like extensive damage. We're on the 2nd floor, so we didn't have to deal with any flooding if there were to be any flooding. But I mean, it really, we got so lucky, and our timing was so good because we saw basically nothing. Like we had like wind and rain and stuff like that, but it was absolutely nothing. And we went down to the town that we lived in like a couple days after Ian had hit, and there was so much destruction. Like not nearly as bad as Fort Myers. We didn't live in Fort Myers, but not nearly as bad as Fort Myers. But I mean, like there was flooded roads, there were power outages. I think they were out of power for like a week or something like that. There was no water, and there's lots of trees down. There's just lots of fences down, a lot of destruction. So we got super lucky, and our timing with that was really, really good. So we're thankful for that. And then what else? So that was in September. My parents came and visited us at the end of August, at the very end of August, and we went to Disney. That was super fun. We went to Animal Kingdom and Epcot. My mom had never been to Disney before, so that was super fun. That's where the shirt's from too, actually. But yeah, we went to, and then we moved here. I was out of work for probably, I just transferred jobs. Like I still work for the same company, but I work at just a different location. I'm using the e.l.f. brow lift, and I'm gonna just use it on my brows really quickly here. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way with this, I've learned. And maybe it's also because I have like no brows whatsoever, but little goes a long way. And I'm not gonna go crazy with this. Some people really feather out their eyebrows, and like it can look good on some people, but not some people. What else happened? Probably should have planned this a little better, huh? That was September. October, nothing really happened. November, I had a lot of family stuff going on. I had to go take an emergency trip up to go see my family around Thanksgiving. It was actually the week of Thanksgiving. I had to go up for a family emergency, and that wasn't too fun. It was good seeing my family because I don't really see my family in Pennsylvania that often, but it was rough. It was hard. My grandfather passed away the Saturday, I think it was, before Thanksgiving. So I was up for the whole week. I had to book like plane tickets the night before because he went downhill so quickly. So I had to do that in November, so like that kind of ruined Thanksgiving a little bit. Like, not ruined Thanksgiving, but like, I don't know, it put a little damper on it, I guess. I don't want to, yeah, so that was rough. And then I came home, and the day after Thanksgiving, actually, so I was able to spend Thanksgiving with my family, but no one was really in the mood to celebrate Thanksgiving. And Peter was trying to be so sweet, and he's like, let's decorate for Christmas now, and I just did not feel like it. But like, had he not forced me to put the tree up, I probably wouldn't have decorated, at least to the extent that I usually do. That took a turn. Like, that's such a damper now. I don't want to, okay. So yeah, that happened. It was a whole thing. I'm still, you know, grieving and whatnot, but I don't want to make this video depressing. So yeah, anyways, so Thanksgiving happened, and then for Christmas, Peter and I went up to see our family. I went for about a week, I think it was. It was a disaster, actually. Like, not my family, but like just trying to get there because of the whole flight situation. What am I looking for? This is the NYX Wonder Stick. I don't know what shade I have. It's a dual-ended face shaping stick. I use the shade light medium. I only use it for contour. I actually haven't used the highlighting side. I don't, no interest in trying it, if I'm being honest. I just saw rave reviews about this, and I really like it. And then I use a sponge. I know a lot of people use brushes. I just use a sponge. I think it's just easier. It makes it look less aggressive. So yeah, Christmas, we were leaving on Christmas Eve because that was the only day that we would be able to actually leave with like work and whatnot. So we were supposed to take off at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve through Breeze, if anybody's heard of it. It's like a budget airline. It's similar to Spirit, but it's better than Spirit. And starting at like 8 a.m., my flight kept getting delayed. I kept getting an email saying the flight's delayed, and like I got like, I don't know, probably about 10 of them because it kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. The plane didn't take off until, I want to say, midnight on technically Christmas morning, and it was a 3.5-hour flight, so it would have taken us until about 3:30 in the morning, almost 4 o'clock to land. But we actually ended up not taking that flight and getting credits for it instead because it was a direct flight, and usually if we fly out of the airport that we fly out of, it's connecting flights only. So we ended up booking another flight, and it was still a direct flight, and that flight ended up getting delayed as well, and we didn't end up boarding that flight until about, it was after 10:30, I think, or 10 o'clock. I think it was probably around 10:30 that we started boarding, and like that flight was supposed to leave, I think, by like 7. It was supposed to leave by like 7 p.m. and we didn't end up leaving the actual airport until like 10:30. So that was fine, I guess. It was not a crowded flight whatsoever. There was like practically nobody on it, and we flew into a different airport. We usually fly into the Hartford airport, but we flew into the New Haven airport, and if anybody knows anything about Tweed, is that it is a small airport. I think there's about a total of 3 terminals in the entire airport, and you have to walk onto the tarmac to get to and from the plane and the airport. So when we landed, we had to get off the plane and walk outside onto the tarmac to get into the airport, which would not have been an issue, but it was like, I think the wind chill made it like negative 10 degrees. So that was a little brutal, but we made it nonetheless. My parents came and picked us up, which was great. I didn't go to bed until about probably almost 3 a.m. I think it was, because it took us about an hour to get home. And then I woke up at like 8 8:30, something like that. I don't remember. But Christmas was really good. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand Blush in the shade Pinkasm. I really like these a lot. Oh, I also have Rare Beauty blushes that I like. Whatever, I already did this. So yeah, that was Christmas. Christmas was good. And then I flew back home on New Year's Eve on Breeze, actually, and it was actually pretty nice, actually. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. There was a few things that like I'm not used to, like there's no like screen on the back of the TV, or the screen on the back of the seats, because I like to track the flights. I'm kind of annoying and I like to know exactly where I am when I'm in the air, just because I don't know, I think it's fun. I don't really watch the TVs ever. I just kind of track the flights. I like to know the whereabouts, but they also don't have Wi-Fi. But I mean, that really wasn't an issue because I downloaded One Tree Hill and I watched that, and I played pixel art, so it was like color by number essentially. And I landed, and then my friends came over and we did a whole New Year's party, and that was a lot of fun. And then I kind of caught us back up. I went back to work, and I haven't been to work in, what's today? A week? Thursday? I haven't been to work in a week because I got COVID. Because, actually, I want to talk about that because I never got COVID up until literally last week. And everyone was like, oh, it was just a cold, it was just a cold. And like, I can agree to that to some extent. Like, I had cold-like symptoms. I had a fever. I had, you know, a cough, a stuffy nose. What else? What other symptoms did I have? I had a cough, I had a stuffy nose. I wasn't necessarily like fatigued or tired, but like I didn't get off the couch. I think I only took one nap in the past week, and I just didn't sleep well that night before, so I don't know. That could have been anything. But yeah, like I wouldn't compare it to a cold because it's definitely not a cold whatsoever. It had cold-like symptoms for sure, but I wouldn't say it's just a cold. Especially now having it, because Peter had it twice last year. Twice. This is the NYX Professional Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Brunette. And I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit. The first day I woke up, I had a really bad sore throat and a migraine, and I ended up, I took 2 naps actually. I took a nap that morning to try and get rid of the migraine. I had drank the night before, so I just assumed I was like hungover, which makes no sense because I had 2 drinks and they weren't even that strong, but I just assumed I was being a little baby about it because, you know, I'm almost 27, like I'm gonna be 27 this year, so I'm like, maybe I just can't hold my liquor, I don't know. So I was like, just being a big baby, I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna take a nap and I'll be fine. Took a nap, was pretty good. When I woke up, my back hurt a bit, but like that was really it. And then as the day progressed, I kind of felt better, but like I didn't feel good, if that makes sense. And then I was about to go to bed because I had to work the next day, and I started to get like super cold and like felt pretty feverish. So before I went to bed, I took my temperature and I was at like 100.3. And I took it again. I'm like, that seems wrong. There's no way I have a fever. Like, what the heck? And it was 100.6. I'm sorry, it was 100.6, not 106. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. So I ended up taking some like bedtime like Tylenol, like cold and flu medicine to, first of all, break the fever, and then to just help me sleep, just in case I had any issues like trying to fall asleep, because my migraine started to come back. I didn't clock out really quickly, and then I woke up around 12:30 in the morning and I had a migraine. I was nauseous, I was dizzy, and I definitely still had, did I say that? I had a fever as well. And I was freezing cold, so I went out into the living room and grabbed another blanket, and I already had probably about 3 on my bed. Like, I have a waffle knit blanket that's like on my covers, like part of my blanket, or my bed, I mean, sorry. And then like a comforter and then a blanket, and then I grabbed another blanket on top of that. And like I'm in Florida, but like it was cold the past few weeks, but like I could tell I was definitely running a fever. And Peter was home from work at that point. I didn't even hear him coming through the door because I was so out of it. And I told him that I didn't feel good and that I was freezing cold, and I tried going back to sleep. It was the worst sleep I've ever had. I was waking up like every 30 minutes. It was atrocious. I hated it. It was not fun whatsoever. And then by the time I hit like 5 a.m., I took my temperature again, and it was 101, and I had called out of work at that point because I was running a fever. Like there's no way I was going to be able to make it in. And I took some ibuprofen finally. I could not get up to go do that when like throughout the night. Like anytime I even moved, like I was immediately dizzy and nauseous, and there was just no way I was getting up because I was like, I'm not throwing up. I refused to throw up. So I called out of work, and I had taken a COVID test actually the day before. So on Friday I took a COVID test and it was negative. So I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm just miserable for fun then. There's like no reason for me to be miserable. And then Saturday, the day I called out, I took a COVID test and it immediately showed up positive. I'm like, that's really cool. So that was fun. And then I was out, I actually went into work yesterday because Florida and the laws and stuff, and like I felt fine. Like I didn't feel too bad. Like I'm also on my period too, so that probably had something to do with it. Are my eyebrows okay? Not really, but what are we gonna do? My eyebrows will never be the same. I hate it. Okay, I'm done playing with these. I don't care if they look bad. Don't tell me. I don't need to hear it. I already know. So yeah, and then I ended up going home early because we were, first of all, slow, and second of all, my manager's like, your eyes look glassy, like that's the first sign of a fever, you should probably go home. And then I started panicking. My camera rudely cut me off. Anyways, so my manager's like, oh yeah, that's the first sign of a fever, like you should probably go home. And I'm like, okay. Like I started panicking. I'm like, what if I'm getting worse now? And at that point I discovered that, I'm sorry, I'm looking for my powder puffs. I don't remember where I put them because I decided that I was going to clean out my drawers. What the hell did I do with them? Oh, here they are, right in front of my face. If you have not gotten these powder puffs off of like TikTok, like if you've not seen these trends, recommend. 10 out of 10. Really good. Love them. They honestly have changed my makeup in more ways than you know. But I mean, like the La Roche-Posay moisturizer that I use the niacinamide one. I forget what the full name is. It is so good. It keeps me not oily. Like it keeps my skin looking so good throughout the day. I have very oily skin, so the one with the niacinamide in it, absolute game changer. I love it. And it just makes my makeup look so good. I think it's like a combination of the primers that I use. Like my makeup game has been elevated ever since freaking makeup TikTok. I use the Wet n Wild I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder, another TikTok thing, but it's actually really good. I have way too much in here, but whatever. She said that it was like the first sign of a fever, and I started panicking. I'm like, when I'm at work, like I never feel good. So like what I was feeling was like normal and equivalent to what I was feeling while at work. And I was also on my period, so like I also sweat a bit more when I'm on my period, so I looked clammy, she said. So I was like, okay, like, you know, I trust you, like I don't know what else to go by, and like if you want me to go home, like I'll go home. Like I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable, but like I felt fine, essentially. I went home. I felt pretty good. I don't really know how else to explain it. I was having a crisis though, because can we take a moment? I was having a crisis though, because I had realized yesterday when I was drinking my coffee that it slowly started to taste like water. Yeah, I have no sense of taste anymore. I don't have it. It's gone. She's been gone since yesterday, and I literally got home and started crying because Peter brought me Dunkin' literally as I was getting cut. He bought me Dunkin', and I'm like, hey, I'm going home. And I couldn't taste it, and I was just so devastated. So yeah, I have like some sense of smell, but not any sense of taste whatsoever. Well, actually I take it back. I do have a sense of taste, but like I don't know how to explain it. Like I was eating white cheddar popcorn, like the Good and Gather kind, and I never had it before. So like I was like, well, if this tastes like shit, like I'm not gonna know. And I could taste some like saltiness like on my mouth, but like I couldn't taste the salt, if that makes sense. And I made dinner last night, and like I have no appetite either, so like I forced myself to eat because like obviously you need to eat to freaking live. So yeah, I can't taste anything. I can smell like really strong things. Like I literally came home yesterday, and the first thing I did was smell the coffee grounds that's in our pantry, because I knew that like it was about 2 days ago, it was super strong, because I kept smelling like I had chopped up an onion the day before on Friday, the day before I tested positive, and all day Saturday that's all I could smell was that onion. So like I took the coffee grounds to try and like cleanse my nose and my palate or whatever to get rid of the onion smell, and it worked. And like the coffee grounds were so strong, so I knew yesterday when I got home that if I smelled the coffee grounds to see how strong it was. Well, I couldn't smell anything, so that was really cool. And then I mean, like now if I were to smell them, like I can smell them, but like if I'm taking like a big like whiff of it, I can smell it, but it's not as strong as it should smell, if that makes sense. But I mean, can we talk about, I don't know if you can tell the difference on camera, but like this side has powder, this side does not have powder. I mean, like, what the hell? I don't know what that was, but like, can you tell the difference in my skin with the powder and without the powder? And like, this is with the powder puff. It changes the way that your powder goes on. It is so good. So yeah, like I can smell some things, but it has to be strong. And even if it is like strong to normal people, to me it's not as strong, if that makes sense. So I have some capacity of smell, but it's not anywhere near what it's supposed to be. Like it's gone for sure. It's not fun whatsoever. Taste, again, like I would rather have my sense of smell though than I would taste. So because I was making food yesterday in the air fryer, I'm like, I can't even like smell if it's starting to burn. Like that sucked so bad. I was like so paranoid I was gonna like burn my food. Nothing would matter anyways because I can't taste it. But yeah, I noticed something off with my sense of taste since a couple days ago actually, because I was drinking orange juice with emergency packets just to help my immune system, and the orange juice just tasted really bad. It tasted so bad, and I don't even think it was the orange juice. I think it was just my taste buds because I can't taste anything. So that's really fun. What else? The onion thing was super strong, so I think that was kind of like my nose giving me one last hurrah. That was nauseating, that onion too. It was so gross. Oh, Peter poured me a shot of rum yesterday and a shot of water, and the only way I could tell that the shot was rum was because it burnt the back of my throat going down. Like, you know how like like you know how alcohol burns your like throat as you swallow it? Yeah, that's the only reason how I knew. I took it with a straight face. I had no idea up until it like went down my throat. So that was super fun. This is the Tartist Pro Glow palette. This is way expired. I don't care though. It's the best one that I have right now for contour. I've been meaning to, oh, the whole thing about Christmas, it doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, I have been meaning to get back into like filming and stuff, and I have filmed a couple videos even here, but I'm still, I don't know, like I love filming videos and I love editing videos, and then I go to edit the videos and then I see my face and I make like a stupid face and I will scrap the entire video. Really stupid, really annoying. No one cares that much except for me, and it's just something I have to let go. So we're working on it. I would love to get back into YouTube. Like I love watching people on YouTube. Would love to do that. Trying my best. But I mean, I also have been struggling a lot mentally for the past, how old am I? 26 years of my life. So it comes in waves. I'm using the BH Cosmetics Vanilla Cream Truffle blush palette. I think I'm just gonna use, which one do I want? I think this one maybe, or this one. Let's just do this one. So I'm trying to get back into it, but like I also have no creativity sometimes, and I just, you know, can get burnt out really quickly with work because it's such a physically demanding job that sometimes just creating content is not what I need to be doing, and it's just, you know, resting on my days off because it's so physically demanding sometimes. So yeah, that's life. Who knows, maybe you won't even see this video. Maybe I'll turn the camera off the second I'm done and I just sat here and talked to myself because I had the time and the energy to do it. But who knows, maybe by the time I turn the camera off I won't have the energy to do it. But to be fair though, I slept so much this past week, like 9, 10, 11 hours. So like I feel pretty good right now. I mean, that can all change for sure. Like I'm not saying like I'm cured. So also Peter's parents are in town today. They fly in today and I can't see any of them, so that's really cool. Oh no, I meant to set my face before I powdered it. I forgot. That's okay. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Polish Setting Spray. I'm gonna be using that. Really good. Love it. I also have only minis of like Charlotte Tilbury because it's so freaking expensive, but this setting spray is really, really good and I really like it. Also, I'm sorry if the lighting has changed throughout the video. One thing I don't really like about this apartment is that there isn't a lot of good natural lighting because of the way that the apartment faces. So that's kind of a struggle. And I'm also using natural lighting. I'm right by a window right now, and like also there's lights coming from my mirror. So if it changes, I don't know what to do because I don't know how to change that on my camera. Does anybody start talking and then like there's a tickle in the back of their throat, like when they have a cough, and it just makes it significantly worse? Or is it just me struggling? I hate that. I hate being that bitch. I'm gonna apply some mascara. I'm not gonna make you watch me. I don't want you to watch me actually, so I will come back in just a moment. Oh my god, I wish I had that on camera. My cat just farted, and if I was recording me filming my, like doing my lashes, my lashes. Okay, Miranda. My lashes, like, that would have been fucking hilarious. But, whatever. It happened. Just trust me. Because everything I say is the truth. I'm just kidding. Anyways, okay. So, here is my completed makeup look. We're going to ignore the brows because they've seen better days. Let me see if I can help them out a little bit. Did that help? Probably not. Do I care? Not really, because this is gonna stay on my face for another like maybe 2 hours at best. maybe less than that. We don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so here's the completed look. I hope you enjoyed chatting with me. I hope it felt like we were on FaceTime. If not, very sorry. I had a great time. This is like the most I've talked in probably over a week because I've been lonely and by myself. So this has been very therapeutic for me at the very least. And I love doing my makeup, so yeah. Okay. If you made it this far, seriously, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I always never know how to end a video, so thank you so much for watching, and leave a comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you want. I don't care, I can't control you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye.